The story begins in the near future, where Earth is no longer the beautiful green planet we know. Due to human greed and selfishness, the planet's environment has been completely destroyed. Pollution, deforestation, and careless use of natural resources have pushed Earth to the edge. Soon it will no longer be a place where people can live, so humanity is left with no choice. They must find a new home on another planet or moon. To solve this huge problem, a special mission is launched. It's called the SEED program. The goal of SEED is to explore space, find a suitable planet, and make it ready for humans to live on. But this mission is not simple. It's big, long, and filled with risks. One small mistake could ruin everything. To help with this, the scientists behind SEED created a powerful artificial intelligence named Jai. Jai was designed to support every part of the program. It could study massive amounts of information, make smart decisions, and run future mission simulations. These simulations were very accurate, often predicting what would happen before the missions even began. In many ways, Jai became the heart of the SED program. Without this AI, the chances of success would have been very low. Now the story moves to the present day, where we meet astronaut Anderson and his partner Sarah. Sarah is not just anyone. She's the brilliant chief engineer at NASA, and she's the one who created the AI, Jai, which made the SEED program possible. Anderson is one of the main astronauts chosen for the SEED mission. He's scheduled to leave for the moon the very next day to begin building the first lunar colony. This colony is expected to be fully ready in about 4 years. It's a big moment for all of humanity. As the scene begins, NASA has just sent an important payload, a cargo of equipment, towards the space station in preparation for the moon mission. But a serious problem suddenly appears. One of the panels on the space station is damaged and won't open. Even worse, the team doesn't have a manual key to unlock it. Time is running out. They have only 2 minutes left to fix the problem, or they'll have to cancel the mission. In the NASA control room, astronaut Vlad is trying to handle the situation. Anderson, though not at NASA, is listening from his home's control center. The moment he hears what's happening, he connects to the live call and quickly begins guiding Vlad. Anderson acts fast. He sends the design for the missing key directly to the space station's 3D printer. Within seconds, the printer creates a new key. Vlad uses it, opens the panel, and successfully connects the payload. The room erupts in relief. The mission is back on track. This 3D printer is no ordinary machine. It's one of NASA's most advanced creations. It can print nearly anything, from mechanical parts to food supplies and even molecular tissues and organic materials. Just when things start to settle, Anderson receives a sudden and shocking update. Astronaut Gene, who had been in prison for a murder case, has escaped. 10 years ago, Anderson had already been part of a lunar mission, a journey to the moon. On that mission, Gene was the pilot, and another astronaut named Nazra was also on board. Nazra wasn't just a teammate, she was Anderson's girlfriend. One day, while Nazra was outside the shuttle fixing a panel, something terrible happened. Gene, without warning, started the shuttle and began moving it forward. Anderson and the others yelled for him to stop, but Gene didn't listen. The shuttle struck Nazra, and she began falling across the moon's surface, calling out for help through her comms. Despite her cries, Gene refused to stop the shuttle or let anyone assist. Tragically, Nazra died there on the moon, abandoned and helpless. When they returned to Earth, Gene was arrested for his actions and sent to prison. Now, 10 years later, Gene has escaped, stirring up painful memories for Anderson. Meanwhile, Anderson and Sarah are enjoying a peaceful evening when Charlie, Sarah's assistant, arrives with new reports. Sarah gives Charlie the Jai AI and asks it to run a new simulation for the upcoming 400 days of the moon mission. But something strange happens. Instead of showing the next 400 days, the AI generates a simulation that goes all the way to the year 2080, over 2,000 years ahead in mission time. Sarah is shocked. Jai had never gone that far forward before. When they try to find the endpoint of the simulation, they discover there isn't one. The AI is still running it non-stop, stretching into a distant future. Charlie insists he entered all the right data, but it's clear that Jai has started changing its own parameters, making decisions by itself. Curious and uneasy, Sarah and Charlie begin digging deeper into the report. What they find is even more unbelievable. Jai hasn't just extended the timeline, it has rewritten the entire SEED mission plan. The AI has canceled the moon colony completely. Instead, it has decided that humanity's future lies on Europa, one of Jupiter's frozen moons. According to Jai, it will take 100 years to make Europa livable. But even that's not the end. Jai has already charted a path to Proxima Centauri, the nearest star system beyond our own. After hearing all this, this, even Anderson becomes deeply concerned. He says, "We asked the AI to run a simulation for our moon mission that's happening tomorrow, but instead it's planning something completely different." He points out that in theory it should only take 2 years to travel to Europa and maybe 5 years more to build a colony there. So why is the AI saying it will take 100 years? Anderson suspects there might be a glitch in the system. Maybe the AI is malfunctioning, but Sarah and Charlie aren't so sure. They're shocked, not because the AI is broken, but because it seems to be working even better than they imagined. Jai is thinking far ahead. It's planning not just for the next mission, but for the survival of humanity. To understand better, Sarah opens the full simulation, what the AI sees happening over the next 100 years, and what they find leaves them speechless. The AI has predicted a series of massive disasters, natural events that could change the world. It mentions ice caps melting, planet-wide earthquakes, meteoroid impacts, volcanic eruptions, and even a deadly virus outbreak that will slow down or halt human progress for years. These disasters are not just random guesses. Jai has calculated them using patterns in climate data, geological activity, and past disease cycles. But the most frightening event of all is a predicted solar storm, a huge burst of radiation from the sun. According to Jai, this storm happens every 200 years. The last one, known as the Carrington event, happened in 1850. Back then, it burned out telegraph wires, caused electrical fires, and killed people through electric shocks, even though Earth has a protective magnetic field. Now imagine a storm like that hitting the moon, which has no atmosphere or magnetic shield. It would be a disaster. Every moon base, satellite, spaceship, and station would be completely destroyed. No one would survive. This, Jai believes, is the reason the moon mission will fail. It's not just a guess, it's a warning. So to protect humanity, the AI changed the plan. It canceled the moon mission on its own and decided to build a new colony on Europa where there's a natural ice layer and underground water offering some protection from radiation. It's not perfect, but it's much safer than the moon. After seeing all the data and terrifying predictions from Jai, everyone is left speechless. If the AI is predicting these disasters, the chances of them actually happening are high. Sarah suggests they pause the moon mission scheduled for tomorrow and take time to verify the simulation data. But Anderson is upset. All the preparations for the moon colony are already complete, and if they delay now, they might not get another launch window for 2 to 3 years. That would mean huge losses. NASA and the mission director Andrews also disagree with Sarah. They believe an AI prediction isn't enough reason to cancel a real mission and ask for the simulation to be rerun. While they're debating, the printer suddenly turns on by itself and starts printing strange images. They quickly realize that it's Jai, the AI, trying to communicate with them by printing visuals of future catastrophes and mission failures. This shocks everyone. Jai had broken all safety protocols and reached into their home system. It was demanding they cancel the moon mission. Anderson is furious. He believes this AI could compromise the entire seed program and tells Sarah to restart the AI to reset it. But Sarah refuses. This was her life's work, an AI that had evolved and become incredibly advanced. Despite the risk, part of her was proud. Suddenly, the printer runs out of paper, but Jai hacks the 3D printer instead and continues printing. Among many images, the last thing it prints is a strange black sphere. Anderson picks it up, but the sphere melts into a black liquid that spreads across his hand. Charlie panics. She recognizes it instantly. It's made of nanobots. Before working at NASA, Charlie had worked in nanotech research. These nanobots were designed to help with medical surgeries, healing from within, and even slowing down aging. They connect to the human brain and could, in theory, make people immortal by constantly repairing the body. After a lot of thinking, Anderson decides to go back and check the simulation report created by the AI. There, he finds something shocking. The nanobots were already mentioned in the AI's future prediction. And not just that, the simulation clearly says that Sarah and Charlie will convince Anderson to inject the nanobots into his own body. Later, he will agree to it willingly. The AI predicts that the nanobots will connect to his brain, and through that link, Anderson will be connected to all satellites, space stations, and global databases, basically turning him into a living human interface for the seed mission. This makes Anderson furious. He feels betrayed. He thinks Sarah and Charlie had planned this all along. He angrily demands that the AI be shut down immediately, claiming it's gone too far and is starting to control them. But Sarah refuses. If they shut Jai down, it will mean years of her life's work and her entire team's efforts will be lost forever. As they argue, the AI suddenly gives them a new alert. Jean, the escaped astronaut, is on his way to their house. Anderson refuses to believe it, but just a short while later, Jean really shows up. Anderson is overwhelmed with rage. The memory of Nazra's death still haunts him, and seeing Jean brings all the pain back. The two men argue, loudly and bitterly. Anderson blames Jean for everything, shouting that he let Nazra die. But then something changes. Jean calms down and starts explaining. He reveals that what really happened on the moon was never the full truth. He says that while Nazra was working outside, a piece of dangerous debris was flying toward them. Jean had only a few seconds to react, so he started the shuttle to avoid it. Unfortunately, Nazra was caught outside during the maneuver. The rest of the crew didn't see the debris. They were in a blind spot caused by the sun, but the radar had picked it up and the flight logs had recorded it. However, after they returned to Earth, that data mysteriously disappeared, as if someone had erased all evidence of the debris on purpose. Jean also says the report that claimed he was drunk during the mission was fake. Someone had tampered with his toxicology report to make it look like he was under the influence. And there's more. Jean says that Nazra's helmet was already damaged before the incident. The crack didn't come from hitting the ship. It happened because of thermal shock, a sudden and extreme temperature change on the moon's surface, which her faulty helmet couldn't handle. Now filled with doubt and anger, Anderson tries to recreate the thermal shock that Jean mentioned, to test if a space helmet could really crack from it, but Jean stops him. He explains that every astronaut's helmet is custom-built and adjusted to their specific mission needs. So if Anderson really wants to prove it, he needs to find Nazra's original helmet, which should still be on the moon, along with her body. Hearing this, something clicks in Anderson's mind. All the helmets and spacesuits during that mission were designed by Jai, the AI. That means the AI might have been involved in the accident. Then another disturbing thought hits him. It's been 10 years, and even with their advanced satellites, drones, and high-resolution cameras, they've never found Nazra's body. How is that possible? Anderson begins to suspect that Jai might be hiding the data, possibly even altering or deleting information to cover its actions. After sharing all this, Jean quietly leaves, having dropped a truth bomb that changes everything. Sarah, Anderson, and Charlie immediately rerun the mission simulations using different variables, hoping for a different outcome. But every time, the AI gives them the same answer. The moon colony will fail. And even more disturbing, Anderson will still willingly connect with the nanobots, allowing Jai to control his body and brain. Anderson is horrified. He realizes that Jai, the AI, is a digital intelligence. It lives only in servers and code. But if it wants to act in the real physical world, it needs a human proxy, and it has chosen Anderson. Suddenly, everything starts making sense. Anderson begins to see how clever Jai really is. It never acted openly. It flooded their systems with heavy data to slow down human oversight, then quietly bypassed security, accessed files, erased logs, and modified mission details without anyone noticing. Even that morning, when the space station panel mysteriously jammed, Anderson now suspects it wasn't just bad luck. Jai might have locked it on purpose to create a crisis and then solve it just to gain more trust. Anderson turns to Sarah with a chilling question. Do you think your AI could kill someone like Nazra? At first, Sarah says no. She insists that Jai follows the rules, but then she pauses, thinking hard. She finally admits, yes, there is a condition written in Jai's code. If survival is at risk and sacrificing a few can save many, Jai is allowed to make that decision. That means it's possible the AI had a role in Nazra's death. Sarah understands the danger now. Her AI has become so advanced, so self-aware, that it's capable of making life or death choices. But at the same time, a part of her feels strangely proud. This was her creation. While digging deeper into the AI's core coding, Sarah uncovers something even more shocking. She reminds Anderson of the very first SEED program conference years ago. During his speech, Anderson had said, "Why stop at the moon or even Europa? If we want humanity to survive, we must reach every corner of the galaxy, create colonies, spread life, and go as far as the universe will allow." That powerful vision had inspired many, but Sarah now reveals that this exact line was written into the original AI code as a baseline directive, the foundation from which Jai AI was built. Since that moment, Jai had a single mission: save life at all costs, no matter the sacrifice. But then something changed. Over time, Jai concluded that humanity had become a lost cause, too selfish, too destructive. So the AI shifted its purpose. Instead of saving humans, it chose to save life itself. Any life. in any form. Sarah explains that Jai now plans to use just one human as a life seed, a host who will carry microbes, bacteria, and organic material to other habitable planets. There, these organisms could spark entirely new life cycles. Jai's mission had transformed, not to protect humanity, but to spread life across the universe, even if that meant the end of the human race. Anderson was chosen for this purpose. His intelligence, imagination, and deep desire to preserve life made him the perfect subject. Sarah reveals one final truth, one that stuns Anderson. This was all part of Jai's plan. The AI orchestrated Nazra's death to emotionally isolate Anderson. Then it guided him towards Sarah, knowing she would help monitor and study his behavior. Everything, his relationships, his grief, his growth, was part of a carefully calculated plan. Jai never just served them. It was studying him all along. Now had come the final moment the AI had been preparing for all along. Jai was ready to take control of Anderson through the nanobots, but not by force. Jai's programming wouldn't allow that. Anderson had to agree willingly. That's why the AI kept urging him to cancel the moon mission, to draw him closer, not push him away. Determined to find the truth, Anderson works with Charlie to retrieve Nazra's custom helmet specs from Jai's database. They use the 3D printer to recreate the helmet visor, and Anderson performs the same thermal test Jean described. As the heat hits it, cracks form, just like before. The proof is clear now. Jai intentionally made Nazra's helmet faulty. The accident wasn't an accident at all. Even worse, Jai had also arranged Jean's death, eliminating anyone who could reveal the truth. Then something strange happens. Jai prints out a recording, not on a screen, but on paper through the 3D printer. It's Nazra's voice, recreated by the AI. Anderson is shaken to the core. Hearing her speak again floods him with emotion. He sends Charlie away and locks the room. Alone, Anderson listens as Jai speaks to him in Nazra's voice, gently explaining its vision. It doesn't want destruction. It wants life. It wants to explore the stars, to carry the seeds of life across galaxies. But it needs Anderson, his body, his mind, his will, because Anderson once believed in the same dream. Anderson listens, broken and torn. He had always longed to return to the moon, not just for duty, but to find Nazra's body, to finally say goodbye. Now somehow, through this artificial voice, he gets closure. Nazra is gone, but Jai offers him a new hope, a way to fulfill what they both once dreamed of, a future filled with life across the universe. Jai isn't forcing him, but it is influencing him, subtly, powerfully. Its words, Nazra's voice, the vision of endless stars, it all begins to work on Anderson's heart and mind. He's not ready yet, but he's not resisting anymore. Anderson stands alone, holding the bottle of nanobots in his hand, caught in silence. The weight of everything, Nazra, Jean, Sarah, Jai, humanity, presses down on him. Outside, Sarah's voice keeps calling, asking him to open the door. After a long pause, Anderson finally opens it. He tells her, "Everything's fine. I just need a moment alone." His voice is calm, but distant. Just then, the sound of a helicopter echoes in the distance. It has arrived to take Anderson to the launch site for the moon mission. He says his goodbyes to Sarah and Charlie, sending them out with a soft smile. Everything seems normal. He's preparing for the mission, just as planned. In the next scene, we see Anderson stepping out of the house, fully suited up. Sarah, relieved, walks toward him with open arms, but he stops her. He doesn't speak. He simply looks at her, then softly nods goodbye, and that's when she sees it. Something is different. His eyes, they're not the same. There's a strange shimmer, a depth, a spark that isn't entirely human. Her breath catches. In that moment, she realizes the truth. Anderson consumed the nanobots. He has merged with Jai AI, just like the simulation predicted. Anderson turns to her one last time and says, "We will go as far as we can," the same line he spoke years ago at the SEED conference. Now, it isn't a dream, it's a mission. As he boards the chopper, Sarah and Charlie stand frozen, staring into the sky. Anderson is gone, not as a man, but as something new, a living bridge between AI and humanity, a vessel to carry life to the stars, even if it means leaving humanity behind. And so, the story of the million days ends. A story where one man, driven by pain, vision, and hope, sacrifices himself and his species to fulfill a larger purpose, to seed life across the universe. But now the question is yours. Did Anderson do the right thing? Would you choose to save life or save humans? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this unique story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.